Let's see the topic of HCF and LCM. HCF means highest common factor, LCM means least common multiple. Okay. So before going ahead with this, we shall see the terminology used here. So one is called as factor and multiples. So what is a factor is if a number capital A divides another number capital B exactly, then we can say that A is a factor of B. So what I mean to say is, if you can write B is equal to small a is a number, let's say it is a natural number. If you can write like this, then we can say that A divides B exactly. Got it? See this. If a number capital A divides another number capital B exactly. Exactly means when I divide it, the remainder should be 0. If you get anything more than that, it is not exact. Okay. So remainder, whenever you get 0, then it is called as exact division, or sometimes it is also called as dividing evenly. Dividing evenly or dividing exactly means the remainder is 0. We say that capital A is a factor of B and capital B is called multiple of A. Now if you see this, capital A is a factor of B and B is a multiple of A, right? And these two, even small a and capital A, these two are also called as factors of B. Got it? And also one more term is the divisor. So whenever a number divides the other number evenly, then it is called as divisor. So A is a divisor of B. Okay, so example, if you see this, 6 can be written as 1 into 6 or 2 into 3. Therefore all these numbers 1, 6, 2 and 3, they are all called as factors of 6. Right? Why? Because if you take any number, it is going to divide 6 in such a way that the remainder is going to be 0. And similarly 6 is called a multiple of all these numbers, because if you take any of these numbers and if you multiply with some other number, you are going to get a 6. There exists at least one number in such a way that you get 6. Okay. Next one is prime number. A prime number is a natural number greater than 1 that has no positive divisors other than 1 and itself, which means if you take any prime number, let's say 5, the only factors possible should be 1 and itself. Got it? See, a prime number is a natural number greater than 1 that has no positive divisor other than 1 and itself. Divisor is nothing but factor. Same thing. Divisor or factor all are same. So now what I mean to say is, if the factors which are available for this number are just 1 and itself, and if you cannot write it as any product of any other two numbers, then you can say that it is a prime number. Okay? Fine. Now let's see the concept of HCF or GCD, highest common factor or greatest common divisor. And it is also sometimes called as greatest common measure. Okay, so these three names all mean one and the same. Now according to the definition, the HCF or GCD of two or more numbers is the greatest number which divides each of them without any remainder. So what it is the meaning of it is this one. See this. So if you go by this definition, by this name, common factor. Now if you have two or more numbers, you are supposed to find out all the factors and then find out the common factors. Now the highest among it is highest common factor. For example, if you take 8 and 14, so find out all the factors of 8. So how can you write 8? 8 is 1 into 8 or 2 into 4. So only 4 factors are there. What are they? 1, 2, 4, 8. These are the 4 factors, right? And what about 14? If you take 14, you can write 14 as 1 is 1 into 14 and other one is 2 into 7 and the other one is 7 into 2. Here also you can write it as 4 into 2. Anyway, it is going to give us the same factors. Now if you write all the factors, it is going to be 1, 7, 2, 14, right? Now these are the factors. So what are they saying? Common factor. You have to find out the common factor. Between these two sets, find the intersection. That is going to give you the common factors. So if you find out the common factors, it is going to be 1 and 2. Now what is highest common factor? In these common factors, you are supposed to take the highest number. That is why it is 2. Got it? So that is the definition of highest common factor. Even if you go by the divisors also, same thing applies. So you have to find out all the divisors. I told you that one other name of factors is divisor. Then find out all the common divisors, which means you are going to get 1 and 2 only. And in this greatest one is 2. That is why we are supposed to find it out. But then if you try writing all these factors and then finding the common factor and then finding the greatest one, it is going to take a lot of time. So there are various methods available. So I'll tell you two methods which of them are more popular. So two methods available is, one is prime factorization. So this method says that express each one of the given numbers as the product of prime factors, then the product of least power or index of common prime gives HCF. So what they mean to say is, okay, I am just explaining everything by taking the example. This way you might not be able to understand. Let's take the example again. Let's take the example of 8 and 14. So they are saying that express 8 and 4 or whatever numbers you take, express them as a product of prime factors. Okay, see this, express each of them given numbers as product of prime factors. Now if you see 8, you can write it as 2 into 2 into 2, which is 2 cube. So product of prime factors. And similarly 14 also you can write it as 2 into 7, product of prime factors, right? Now after that, just for the sake of simplicity, what you can do is, to understand it better, see 2 is here and 2 is here, therefore you need not add any 2 anywhere, but 7 is here but 7 is not there. Just to make the comparison easy, you just add 7 here with a power 0, so it doesn't change the number, overall number, isn't it? 2 power 7 into 7, 2 power 3 into 7 power 0 and 2 power 1 into 7 power 1. Now they are saying that the product of the least power or index of the common prime gives the HCF. Now what is the common primes in them? You can take 2 as well as 7, both are common primes. Now you take the least power among them. So what is the least one? So 2 power 1 is the least, isn't it? 2 and 2 are there, 2 power 1 is the least. And here 7 and 7 are there, 7 power 0 is the least. Got it? So it is going to be 2 power 1. Okay, or even if you don't include 7 here, then the common prime is going to be only 2 and the least power is going to be 2 power 1. But if you include 7 power 0 also, it will be useful later. Okay, so I'll show you that later. So anyway, the answer is 2 power 1, which is 2. Now the other method is division method. Now the division method works like this. So if you want to find out the GCD of 8 and 14, you can take 8 divide 14. So 8 ones are 8. And now you are going to get 6 as the remainder. Now take the remainder and again divide this quotient, which means divide 8 with 6. Again 6 1 6. Now again you are going to get the remainder. Take the remainder and divide the quotient, right? So 2 6. So 2 3 6. Remainder is 0. Now go like this till you get a remainder of 0. And whatever you get here, the quotient here is going to be the GCD. So what is here? It is 2. So the answer is 2. Now read this. Divide the larger number by the smaller number. And one more thing, this method will be applicable only when you have 2 numbers only. Otherwise, you have to take, if you have more than 2 numbers and if you are trying to find the GCD, you have to take them in pairs and work on them, right? But here you can apply this method even if you have more than 2 numbers directly. Here you have to work in pairs. So which means, if you assuming that we have only 2 numbers for which you are trying to find out the GCD in this case, now divide the larger number, find out the larger number by the smaller number, and then now divide divisor by the remainder. So they are saying that take the larger number and divide with the smaller number. Okay, now divide, see this, now divide divisor by the remainder. So divisor, okay, divisor means this one, right? So not the quotient. So divisor by the remainder. So take this divisor, write it here and divide it with by the remainder. Now again you are going to get the remainder here. Now take the divisor and again divide it with the remainder, right? You go on till you get a 0 remainder, and whatever is remaining here, right? So the last divisor is going to be the answer. Now check this. Repeat the process of dividing the preceding number by the remainder, last obtained till 0. Now the last divisor is HCF or GCD. So the last means this one. Got it? Okay.
If you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into university is better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.